Hello and welcome back to the Racing Pals Skip Barber World Tour here for round 2 out of 10 at the Suzuka International Circuit situated in Japan. Here we are at the Suzuka International Circuit, known mostly really for F1, as well as Super Formula comes here a lot as well. I believe MotoGP turns up and some other series as well. Corners obviously being turn 1, very fast double right-hander up towards the S's through sector 1. Then you have obviously spoon up at the start of sector 2. Then you have a chicane through the final corner and the run out onto track. So, last race was Albert Park. Taking the win on that race was Ed Cassetta, which moves him into the lead of the Drivers' Championship. As we remember, Milt had an absolute heartbreak, the fuel being miscalculated up and down the grid actually for the two Penguins teams, Penguin Virtuosos and Penguin Aficionados. Milt being the only driver to drop out as far as I think. Lady Oscar also jumping in for Jort, who is actually here today as well. So your driver standing at the minute is Ed Cassetta, followed by Darkius, Chris SC7, Jacob the Snack, Notley, Letra Sloth, Lady Oscar, who was the stand-in reserve driver for Jort for Penguin Virtuosos at the last race, Suicidal Cookie, Trainboy 2005, Subnai, Irish Clone. And then move on to 12. Downwards, 12th was Transbaconist, 13th was Who, 14%, 15th was McGibbon, and tied 16th is Deep Cuts, Automated Luxury, Milt, Torn, and Cameron Winters. Moving on to the Teams Championship, at the minute taking the lead in the Teams Championship is Spectre on 47 points, being driven by Jacob the Snack and Darkius, followed by Penguin Aficionados, the sister team to Penguin Virtuosos, being driven by Chris SC7 and Hoove at 35 points. Super Critical of Lecherous Sloth and Subnai at 34 points. Dinucco of Ed Cassetta, last series champion, and Cameron Winters in 4th at 30 points. Next level racing of Suicidal Cookie and Sench in 5th at 28. QP of Transbaconist and Gibbon in 6th with 23 points. In 7th is Wolf Team Racing of Nopley and Pedro at 20 points. In 8th is Penguin Virtuosos of Milt and Jort, last season's team's champions, at 18 points. The Canoers are in 9th, Trainboy 2005 and Canoe at 16 points. Just Furious in 10th of Irish Clone and Danny 99 at 14 points. And Team Vapor in 11th, Deep Cuts and Automated Luxury scoring 2 points. So we're now going to jump down onto the track. Try and catch someone as they're coming out. There is a Wolf Team Racing car just there coming out of pits, as we're going to turn on all of our things. We're also going to just take a quick moment to head into the pit lane and quickly have a look at my beautiful safety car that has been given to me before. People who watch the stream would notice that I'd be in a pink Mercedes, not a pink Mercedes, sorry, a pink Skip Barber. I've been given a safety car now, not actually used as a safety car, however it is quite nice to see that Racing Pals have furnished me with the Mercedes AMG GT3 as a safety car. For people wondering, I put in a lap time that was 20 seconds faster than Milt in the Skip Barbers, so I think this car's a bit quick. We're literally now just waiting for people to come across the line. We're going to jump on board with Trainboy on his flying lap here as we go into turn 1, 187.9 kilometers an hour through the first speed trap. Actually getting a bit loose there, you can see, as he goes round the first corner and then the second corner. Darkest and Milt setting faster lap time, Sheba and Who coming for 12. And then Trainboy now coming up into turn 3 and 4, the first set of S's. Quite bendy in the middle. Actually, I think there's like 2, maybe 3 sets of S's. So first set of S's then the second as well. You get a bit more of a gap here as you go through the second set of S's. Then it dips back downhill up into a long left-hander here as we're going to watch Train Boy go in. Taking an early apex, coming out wide. It then almost flattens out, but it doesn't really flatten out. You're always putting in a little bit of steering to get around this corner. And now, all the way through there, coming up to a double right before you go under the tunnel. First right, taking some curb. Take the curb on the outside. Very hard to lose your lap time here. Quite easy, very easy to lose your lap time. Quite easy as well to go off of the circuit as well, and maybe end up in the sand now. On the run up to Spoon. The uphill, you get a bit of a right-hander before it. Then it's hard braking up into the Spoon. Perfect opportunities for people to dive up the inside. Maybe even opportunities for people to get the cutback if they go up the outside. Now on the run, we're now starting sector 3 here. Right-hander, getting as much of the curve as you can, avoiding the grass here as you go under the bridge, under the sign. Quite a long right-hander. I'd personally consider it one corner, but some people consider it multiple. Then you have another double left here, making sure the curves are quite raised. They're also the serrated type. I'm not sure how the skippies manage going over them. Clearly something to ask here as Train Boy keeps the tyres off of the curb on the inside, but using the outside curves here as now he runs down the long back straight. There's a bit of terrain undulation in it as well, which is always something fun, and then flattens out. Now running up to the third to last corner, 250. Does he brake? Only a bit of a lift there past the apex, as now he runs under the Dunlop manufacturer sign into the final chicane. Going over the first curb there. Oh, looks like the car stepped out a little bit now as he goes over the second curb. Coming down through the start-finish line. Where is Train Boy 2005 going to go with this time here? Right-hander as he heads down and across the line. Puts him into third place so far. See, who else are we going to? There you go, let's grab on Who've on the move. There is Ed Cassetta. Sets a PB. Puts him in 9th. Let's turn on the Delta as well. And very useful to have on now as Hoove makes a start. Currently in 12th. Let's see how he goes as he runs down towards turn 1. You can see the rev limiter light there just going, and Hoove goes off the circuit. Believed in you, Hoove. There you go. Let's jump on with Ed Cassetta, current championship leader, previous season's champion here. Oh, I've just accidentally pressed F6. That doesn't help. There you go. That's the camera with 1 as he's heading through the first sector, through the second set of S's. Now the long left-hander. See how Ed goes. Ed is ridiculously quick in the skip Barbers. So let's have a look as he heads towards the double right. Sorry. Oh, looks like the back of the car gets quite loose there. You can see Ed having to turn left, right. Oh, it looks a bit like he's getting some oversteer on the exit corners. As he heads up towards Spoon. Here through Spoon. Is he going to have to counter steer on the exit? We will find out. Have a look at his hands. Yeah, having to counter steer on the exit again. But Ed keeping the car quite well planted, so I'm not sure if it's that oversteer that he knows about, or if it's just something that has come up in this iteration of his setup. We'll have to see. Ed Cassetta heads off the track there. 10 minutes left in the qualifying session. That might be Ed's lap invalidated. Have to see. Someone did find that you could cut the final chicane, but yeah, the stewards will be taking a hard line approach to that, because remember, post-race stewarding does occur in this series. Drivers submit tickets if they believe that they've been wrong, or if they need something to have a look at. A lot of drivers will also put in tickets on their own mistakes if they crash someone out. It's quite common for the driver who actually does it to put in his own ticket, well, which is always good to see. Some people might get taken out and not feel the need to submit a ticket. Some people will put in a ticket right away, and some people, some drivers will just do it here. And now Ed Cassetta runs on for another lap. We'll stay with him for this lap. So it does. You can see some traffic just up ahead as well. We've got 9 minutes 10 seconds left in the session. Now through turn 1. Missing the apex, but getting the curb on the exit of the corner here. Some people consider the first two turns one turn. I consider them two because you actually straighten out again. Go through the S's. Oh, this is really. I don't think is 100% working. Keep it on for a minute as Given comes through. Well, on the curve as he heads towards the right-hander. Up to Boone, current leader. Visual times is Darkiest, then Milt, then Jort. They come to the top three. Let's see how Ed does now to get into second two. Just while you guys are watching Ed Cassetta's lap, I'm going to quickly grab something. Help. Many people are asking if there are safety cars. I really hope that I'm not near the safety car because I actually haven't got my wheel on it. Here. I haven't opened up anything on the stream data that now runs across the line. What time is he going to put in? Ed Casella going into 7th with a 2:34.3. Ed Casella down in 7th place at the minute. Let's see who else we can jump on board with. Let's jump on board with Jort. Here, the second driver for Penguin Virtual Sauce. Wasn't here in the first round, he's here today. Let's make sure that he can impress. Now he's heading up to 130 yard. Through 130 yard now to the Casio Triangle. Now through the Casio Triangle there, over the first curve. Getting quite a bit in the second curve as well. Is he going to touch the curve on the outside? No, he's not. Now through last curve. Across the line, Joel comes in, only 2/10 off of Darkest's pole time at the current moment. There he goes into the first corner now. Taking the first corner. Now up towards Snake. That pretty much sums up this middle bit. This quick left, right, and then the left again. So through the first bit of Snake. Then right through the second bit of Snake. Getting quite a bit of grass there as well. You hear him come off. Now coming through the third bit and final bit of Snake here. Now through the anti-banked curve. Now up to Dunlop. This whole section is apparently called Dunlop. There's 4 minutes. Just under 5 minutes left, sorry. Now through Dejner. You can see the car ahead getting some dirt. As off goes Jaw. Is he going to save him going in the wall? Yes, he does. A Penguin aficionado's car comes in the background as well. As there goes a QB car in the back too. Doesn't keep it out the wall instead. Quite a few drivers there getting a bit of a problem there. Now we're going to head on board with Notley. Let's see how Notley does. Currently in P12. Jaw just went off at Degner. Here's now the racing team. Notley put in some very good performances last season. Jumps up to 1.9 seconds off the pole time at this current moment. Let's see how he goes as he goes into the pit lane. progress on as they finish their lap. You know, because it's a meme, let's be on board again with Hoove in a Groove on the move. People always love when I put Hoove on the screen, so let's get a quick look at Hoove. Here coming through 130 yards towards the Casio Triangle. Oh, that might be an invalidated lap time. The back gets quite loose. He has to hang off the curb there, if you can hear that. Hang off the curb, hang off the throttle now as he goes through the Casio Triangle. Hoover's currently 18th. As Jacob Snack slots into 4th. We're back now as we're still with Hoove, who's now in 17th. I was trying to put in a personal best there, but I didn't quite catch it. He's currently up in 16th. It's still Darkius, Jaw and Milt in the top 3. Milt is now in 4th, so the Cookie pushes up into 3rd place, half a second off of Darkius' time just over here with Hoove going through Dunlop. Now it comes through Degner. Two roads that have fallen foul of that curb on the outside of the first bit. Degner actually going off to the grass here as now he comes up to hairpin. There we go through hairpin. One Team Vapor cars behind as well. Not quite sure who that is. Now, keeping an eye on the steering as it comes through this next double left. Going down the gears, not quite hitting the first corner apex there. Now I watch it go through the second. Now she looks like the car does a bit of understeer there as Hoove goes off the circuit again. Let's jump on board now with Darkius. Current provisional pole. There we go here now as he's going through the first corner on the run up to Snake. Be sure to keep a good eye on the driver's steering inputs during the lap as well. This T camera is very good for that as he comes through the first bit of Snake, then the second bit of Snake. Now the final bit of Snake now towards the anti-slope curve. Now through Dunlop. Let's see how he goes. He has a car ahead as well. I can't quite see who that is. I think that's one of the new teams that are on the grid. Darkus even gets the back a bit loose there. Actually straying towards the grass. He's now on the brake to danger. Goes over the first curve with absolute aggression there. Is he going to go over the second curve quite the same? No, he's not. Just giving it a little bit of a tap with the right-hand rear wheel. Now on the run up to hairpin. The current standings are Darkius, Jort, Suicidal Cookie, Milt, Jake the Snack, Crisp SC7, Ledger Sloth, Ed Casetta, Trainboy 2005, Nopley, Sheba, Deepka, Subnight, Cameron Winders, Automated Luxury, Irish Clone, Hoove, Nook Gibbon, and Trans Vagueness. It has come to an end, so once you see Pedro just comes across the line there, slotting into 20th, almost 8 seconds off the Darkest this time so far. Now we'll go quick look. Let's see what the driver steering inputs. Getting close there with Karen Winters down to 7th place. Actually, Ed Casetta, his teammate and previous season champion, down to 9th. Who's now into 130R comes Darkius. Right goes. Getting the inside curve. No, actually don't now inside curve. Now towards the Casio Triangle. Drivers arm is already on the gear lever. Keep in mind these actually have a shifter down in the right hand side of the car. Now through large curve. Is Darkius going to improve into his time of 2:32 to beat? And across the line coming in of a 2:32.307. Darkius doesn't improve. However, he is still in first place. That Milk looking for a 2:33.3, not improving. Suicidal Cookie might be able to drop, might be able to move short off of the podium. Well, might be able to move him off to second, not off of the podium, as that Suicidal Cookie goes off the track, so that will be an invalidated lap. Back now with Ed Cassetta. Currently in 9th. He's actually on an out lap. Breaking into the Casio Triangle. Ed Cassetta's got a lot of work to do tonight. To get up, he's starting in 9th unless he can very heavily improve. Is he on an out lap? I'm not 100% sure. Virgil Soft comes through to move into 7th. Ed Cassetta jumps up into 3rd. That's probably the time he's going to have wanted. Still just under 6/10 off of Darkius' time, however. Firearms have come across the line. We're now heading into the race. Get a good watch as the drivers come out onto the track. So, your starting order is Darkius, Shaw, Ed Cassetta, Suicidal Cookie, Milk, Jake the Snack, Chris SC7, Cameron Winter, Rainbow 2005, Nopley, Sheba, Deep Cut, Subnight, Automated Luxury, Irish Clone, Hoove, No Gibbon, Trans Baconist, and Pedro. The safety car is my car, Cameron. Mine. And I would be on pole if I was going to have set a lap in the safety car. Wait for the drivers to jump out onto the circuit. Pit lane here. Lewis cars up the front, followed by the Dinoco cars. And the Ascension Suicidal Cookie. Next level racing. Next cars are the QP cars, Trans Baconers, and the Gibbon. Then the Team Vapor cars. Then number 31 machine and 8 machine. And you have the Penguin Aficionados car. You have Hoove in a groove on the move there. And the number 11 car and number 57 car of Crisp SC7. And you have the Penguin Virtuosos team just in the background. George in the number 42 car. Milt in the number 22 car. Then you have the Spectre team just here of Darkius and a number 2 machine, and also Jake the Snack, new transfer in for Spectre Racing. Then you have the Wolf Team Racing, Nopley, quite a bit of a gap between Nopley and Pedro, his teammate. Head into the race now. At the end you have the safety / medical car. If this act needs to come out, then something bad has very well happened. Now we're on the grid. Here we are. Good walk down the grid here. Time to start. You can see different cars just lining up. There's one of the Wolf Team Racing cars. Is that Nopley or Pedro? It's Pedro. We also have one of the QP machines. That's number 500. That would be Trans Baconist. And Onic 1.9, and you have Hoove. One of the new teams. I'm not 100% sure who that is in the car. One of the people, the only team on the grid I think who use the full liveries. There's one of the Vapor Racing machines. Machine, there's the other Vapor Racing. There's one of the next level racing cars. 8. And then you have the other Wolf Team Racing car. Number 4, that's Monopoly. Rainbow 2005. Have Cameron Winters there. 23 car there, quite far up the grid. The other aficionado's machine of Crisp SC7. Jake and Snack just there, number 65 machine. And Milk just there as well, number 22 car. 7 car as well. But next level racing. Have Ed Casetta just there. Coming up to the front too, it's Jaw and Darkius. And it rounds it off as the lights are ready to go. And we're away. Driver's go. I've now got to wait until I get the view of who's where as we run down towards turn 1. Let's get a good angle here as all the drivers come through turn 1. The front runners get through cleanly. Up the rear, there is someone off. There's quite a big collision there. Oh, one of the canoes is round. One of the next level racing's round. One of the Wolf Team racings is off as well. Oh, I think one of the Penguin Aficionados got caught up in that as well. Shiva, Irish Klein, Automated Luxury, Trans Baconist, Hoove, all moving down positions there in that lap 1, turn 1 crash as someone has joined the grid. Hello, Chris. There's, wow. Already a collision in the first lap now as we're with Ed Cassetta here, fighting on the rear of Jaw, please. Or Jaw, as he's also known as they head into Dejna. Oh, Jaw getting quite a bit almost on the sand there as well. As we're just going to switch around my F6 cameras. Here, so we're going to get on the on board with Ed Casella now as they run up towards Hairpin. Let's get a good outside view now as they come into Hairpin. Ed Casella, not one for diving down the inside. He's always one for making sure he keeps a good eye on what's occurring there. Jake the Snack on the rear of Suicidal Cookie as well. Down the grid, I think that's Pedro going off the circuit as well. That is Pedro who went off with him. Canoe is round at the hairpin as well. And we're now in the mid of the pack. We're now going to jump back up to Ed Casetta versus Jaw here as they run too wide. Now running down towards 130R. Jaw is going to very much be looking in his mirrors there as Ed Casetta in the draft. Let's see now as they run towards 130R. Are they going to be too wide as they go through it? Looks like Ed Cassetta's just ahead as they run through 130R. No, they're wheel to wheel, hub to hub. There is contact between the two drivers. Yeah, that's opened Jaw up now to Suicidal Cookie, but also Ed Casetta in front as they head through the Casio Triangle. As there's contact between Jaw and Ed Casetta as well. The battling is only going to allow Darkness to get a longer lead. We're finished now with lap 1, 42 minutes left on the clock as Jaw has lost the position there. We now look further down the grid. Jake the Snack in the slipstream. Suicidal Cookie also in the slipstream. Let's see what happens through turn 1. Suicidal Cookie and Jake the Snack almost too wide, but Jake the Snack drops back down. Trans Baconist has also dropped out the server now as towards the Snake. You can also see Milt in the background as well getting involved. Because now in the back we're going to get a view from Milt's car. We're going to see the two battles really occurring in front. You can see just ahead Jaw and Ed Casetta. You can also see Suicidal Cookie and also Jacob the Snack. Oh, Milt has a look up through the inside, through the anti-curve corner. Doesn't quite go to plan. It looks like he gets the back a bit loose. Now I'm going to drop back down to Nook Gibbon versus Automated Luxury. This is about a 14th. Let's see what's happening here. There's side by side through the anti-curve corner. Up through Dunlop. We'll see what happens. Is Automated Luxury going to make the move? We'll have to have a look. Is he going to make it happen here as they head through Dejna? You can also see ahead February 2005 versus Irish Clone as well as they head through Dejna. No, not quite as Nook Gibbon heads off the circuit as well. Automated Luxury doesn't quite make the move yet as Milt and Jake the Snack are still absolutely duking it out. We get the rear view camera of Milt. Jake the Snack is getting the slipstream down the straight bit of the circuit here. Milt goes off the circuit. We'll have to see. Is Jake the Snack going to come back? Yes, he is. Jake the Snack now moving ahead, but no, as they run down the straight towards 130R. Jake the Snack slots back in behind. Very good bit of racing there, but it looks like Jake the Snack might try to make a move into 130R as well. Notice the head jaw is against Suicidal Cookie. It's now through 130R. They're not too wide. Jake the Snack staying behind for now as they head towards the Casio Triangle. We're going to jump ahead now to Jaw against Suicidal Cookie as he goes very determinedly down the inside at the Casio Triangle. It looks like Jake the Snack actually goes off the circuit as well. You can see him just bouncing around off the track as they head towards the Casio Triangle. So it looks like Jake the Snack might have cut, but he did lose 2 positions, however. Now Bob's Automated Luxury as Nick Gibbon goes around and off the track at the Casio Triangle. I'm sure that's going to be one that will get clipped and sent to Nick Gibbon in the server at the end of the race. Here is now with Irish Clone against Trainboy 2005 as they head into turn 1. We'll have a look on board, see how he's doing. You can see there's a bit of a gap, however it's not too far in these cars. There's contact there just behind Danny 66 and Automated Luxury off the circuit. Danny 66 heading back on. A bit close there, Automated Luxury getting away. But there's still some contact behind. Chris Bessie 7 is against Nick Gibbon. Stick with this one for now. Automated Luxury just behind Danny 66. We'll have a look as Automated Luxury makes a beautiful move. They're going from the outside to the inside, getting past Danny 66. Now Chris Bessie 7 just behind as well. But they head through the anti-curve corner up towards Dunlop. Let's see, Chris Bessie 7 quite quickly moving up the inside against Danny 66 now, who's being opened up to Nook Gibbon just in the background, the battle for 18th. Extra Sloth has overtaken Pedro as well, just ahead. There, I think it might have actually gone wide. So we're going to jump up now with Cameron Winters against Submarine. Put Submarine in that very Galaxy and Gold car. Just ahead now, double left-hander. Let's see, Cameron Winters is going to have the inside as he goes down. Submarine actually going quite wide there. Cameron Winters having a lot more circuit than what he probably was entitled to in reality. Very good move there. Now we're going to head back up. Jaw against Suicidal Cookie. Milt is also just in the background, you can see as well. Very close as they run side by side into 130R. What's going to happen? Suicidal Cookie has to go off the track. Might just be due to how it works, the corner itself. Is Jaw actually going to hold up Suicidal Cookie to allow Milt to get past as well? We'll have to see. It's just behind now. You can see Milt against Suicidal Cookie as they head through the last curve now. Down towards the start-finish straight. Milt, oh, they're having a bit of a drag race. You can see here as they head down the straight towards the first corners. Side by side, too wide through the first corners. This could end in disaster. Oh, Milt goes off the circuit. You can see some tyre smoke appear, but he manages to keep it under control. Oh, that could have been absolutely disastrous. As now we're with Automated Luxury, who heads off the circuit, the Casio Triangle. That has to avoid just ahead. We're now with Pedro against Chris Bessie 7 as they make contact through the last curve. There might be some damage there. You can see some paintwork now to the side of Pedro's car. Here is now they head down towards the first corners. Let's see what happens. Is there going to be a dive? No, there's not. Pedro goes in and Pedro goes round. Pedro is off the circuit at the first corners in the sand. He has to keep the momentum going so he doesn't get stuck. That is Pedro off the circuit. Wow. I was expecting, you know, Pedro maybe to go down the inside, but the fact that he actually like attempted to just follow and ended up losing it, maybe he came out a bit wrong, maybe it just wasn't on his ideal line. As now with Hoover the Groove on the move, on the back of Cameron Winters. Also in the background, not really just appearing. Pedro having dropped down to 19 from 16, I believe. There's a move for 4th place has been made as well. Suicidal Cookie nowhere to be seen. Suicidal Cookie spun. This might allow deep cuts and Jake and the Snack, who are running side by side, to get a quick and easy position here as they're 3 wide on the run up to 130 yard. Jake and the Snack and who's that? Is that Automated Luxury in the mix? I think it might be, but they're running 2 wide regardless. Oh no, it's Deep Cuts, sorry, it's Deep Cuts. Automated Luxury's teammate there. This looks like a Cookie jumps back up to 6th. Deep Cuts jumps down to 7th. Have to see as they head through the Casio Triangle. Darkest is still your leader, followed by Ed Cassetto. And then Jordan, please make up your top 3. Now, on the run down, it looks like this might be well and truly finished for the current moment in time. But we have to remember these cars do get some draft. Now we're on with Suicidal Cookie. Let's see, is he going to ever go into turn 1? No, he's not. Getting a lot more curb there than Jake and a Snack. Might be fine. Yeah, it is fine for now. They head through Snake. You can see in the background Deep Cuts. He's very close to the rear of Suicidal Cookie, and Suicidal Cookie once more is very close to the rear of Jake and Snack. Already this race has brought out quite a lot of absolute hangers. There's some quite good overtakes here as we're still with Suicidal Cookie against Jake and the Snack here. We're watching Suicidal Cookie as our focus car. Jake and the Snack in the back. As you can just see, he gets a bit of a lock up. As they run up now to hairpin. We'll have a look. Ed Casella having 6.8 seconds to make up to the lead. Jort having 1.6 to make up to Ed Casella. Milt only 0.8 off of his teammate Jort, and Jake and the Snack just under 8 seconds off of Milt. So we've got quite a few little gaps here and there. Gap between Jake and the Snack and Suicidal Cookie is over 3 tenths. So Suicidal Cookie gets a bit loose, you can see there, and has to go off of the circuit. See how it goes now as I run up towards 130R. We're going to jump back down. Irish Clone has made a move on Subno. You can also see in the background Cameron Winters there as well. Dropped down quite a bit actually. I'm not sure what occurred as Milt has made the overtake on Jort. When Milt has overtaken Jort, Jort has to go to the escape road through the Casio Triangle. But Milt is now in the top 3 as they come through. I think Jort might have had some issues coming through at 136.8. He's now dropping back down. We're again with the battle of Suicidal Cookie versus Jake and the Snack. Suicidal Cookie gets through at turn 1. Is Jake and the Snack going to fight back? Of course he is as they head through Snake. Jake and the Snack is just behind for now. That gap is very close. Between the two cars, we've got just over 31 minutes left on the clock as well. Through the anti-curve. Yeah, let's see what happens as they head through Dunlop. Here's a interview through danger. Apparently 4 tables separating the two drivers, but that fluctuates a lot in these machines. You can see Suicidal Cookie heading off of the circuit as well. as Cameron Winters is down to 14. I think there might be a bit of a issue with his car. He might have some damage. We'll try and see if we can see any as he heads through danger here. Oh yeah, there's damage to the nose as well. Maybe there's some underlying suspension damage as we're heading back up. Jacob Snack has now actually been overtaken by deep cuts as well. Might have been a bit of an issue that we didn't see deep cuts going wide. Here, Jacob Snack keeping it within the track limits, however, and now he's going to get the draft as they run down towards 130R as well. So there might be a bit of a foul brewing here as we're now on board with Jacob Snack. The gap being 3.5 tenths between the two drivers. You can see how quick that's going down with the draft. It was about 4, now it's just down to, it was just under 3 tenths, now it's back up as they go through 130R, but it goes up and down quite a bit in these cars. A bit of a lock up there for the front right. Dargy has sent the fastest lap of the session of 232.5, I think that was. Now on the run down towards the first corners, through the start finish line, start lap 6. Jacob Snack getting the draft off of deep cuts here as they run down towards the first corners. We're going to see what happens as Jacob Snack has technically got the position, but they're still too wide. They head through the first corners. Jacob Snack having the counter steer, so too does deep cuts. Jacob Snack making the move fully now, however. Very good move it was too. But now heading down the grid with Chris SC7 against Cameron Winters. The gap being just over half a second. But we know that the draft kicks in at around half a second. Let's see as the gap starts to come down. Is it starting to come down? That's the question. No, the gap is actually extending. Head through the first one to Chris SC7 actually having to go off the circuit, so that's going to neutralise that battle for now. Now we're going to let just off on the back of Trainboy 2005. 4.5, just over, half a second separate the two drivers as they head up towards Dunlop. As you can see, because Dunlop is a very long corner, you can even make use of the draft going through it here, as now the gap it's just over 2 tenths as they head through danger. Now they go, both drivers getting on the curve. I think Trainboy 2005 getting off a bit worse now as they head up towards hairpin. Let's see, Trainboy 2005 is going to have to defend going to the outside. I think Lecter slough up quite a bit there, but there wasn't a portion of the car Lecter slough by having to brake as Trainboy 2005 goes into the apex block around hairpin. Let's see, Trainboy 2005 staying ahead for now. I think that might have been a bit aggressive from Trainboy 2005. Lecter slough was on a line and Trainboy 2005 came across the front of him. You can see by the way the car moved that he did have to slam on the brakes now as they head into the double left. Let's see, Trainboy 2005 again blocking the apex. Quite good defending there in the corners. What happens now is Trainboy 2005 is still ahead, the gap being just under 3 tenths. So he's going to start forward with the draft as well. Keep in mind it might be heading uphill, but the car behind is going to have an advantage. Lecter slough goes to the outside. Trainboy 2005 slots in up the back. Let's see, is he going to go for a move into 130R? No, he's not. Trainboy 2005 getting a bit more off the track as well. It looks like Lecter slough has made the move work. Now through the Calcio Triangle, we can hear a lock up there from Trainboy 2005's vehicle just behind. Well, as I think Lecter slough has now gotten out of the range of draft, as we're now with Cameron Winters on the back of Chris SC7. I think it's lower than half a second. Yeah, it is. 4.5 tenths, 4.4. See how they go. Chris SC7 going to the outside. Then back to the inside. Maybe an attempt to get heat into their tyres. Maybe an attempt to just keep Cameron Winters out of the draft as they head into the first corner. Over the curve, we'll have to see. Chris SC7 going wide. Cameron Winters going up the inside. They do make contact side by side. Cameron Winters not fully getting ahead yet, as now he's still side by side with Chris SC7 as they head into Snake. See Cameron Winters getting the inside for a second bit, but Chris SC7 getting ahead for now. Is Cameron Winters going to be able to fight back before Dunlop or even through Dunlop? Now let's see as they're running too wide down towards danger. Oh, Cameron Winters getting a very heavy lockup on the front right, heading off the circuit. That's going to give Chris SC7 the gap that he would have needed there. But now jumping back up. Suicidal Cookie against Jacob as a snack. Sench is in the chat as well. Hello, Sench. Wait a minute. Aren't you meant to be on the track? Hang on. And then now it's just a Cookie chase through 130R on the back of Jacob Snack. Let's see how he goes through the Casio triangle. Well, Jacob Snack getting a lockup that might open Suicidal Cookie up to the draft. Down the start from this straight. Here as they head through the final curve. Let's see, 4.5 tenths. Looks like Suicidal Cookie is going to get the draft, and maybe even he's going to get the move into the first corner. Let's have a look. Going down 3 tenths. Not going to quite make the move yet. However, he's now going to be very close to the rear of Jacob's car. Let's see how it goes. Now they head into Snake. Just over 3 tenths now, just over 4 tenths separating the two drivers, but it does come up and down quite a lot. They head through the corners. My dog is absolutely going mental downstairs as well. They head through the anti-curve, now up towards Dunlop. Just under 3 tenths now, just over 3 tenths as they head into Dunlop. Jacob Snack coming in quite a bit earlier. And Suicidal Cookie now on the run through Dunlop towards Danger. Let's see how they go. Suicidal Cookie going to be able to make the move on with the hairpin. It is possible if Jacob Snack gets a bad run through this double right. Suicidal Cookie might even be able to get ahead. Yes, Jacob Snack gets the left-hand tyres down into the sand. Suicidal Cookie, I think, actually having to slow down. Suicidal Cookie's made the move, but they're too wide now up towards the hairpin. Jacob Snack getting the inside line. Is Suicidal Cookie going to be able to get the cut back? No! Jacob Snack still staying ahead through hairpin. He got the left-hand tyres on the sand on the exit of the second part of Danger as well. But yeah, he managed to get the inside line into the hairpin. Quite hard to get an outside overtake there, I think. So now they go through the two corners before running up to 130R. We'll see if Suicidal Cookie going to be able to get the draft. It's been quite a good place to get draft overtakes and run up to 130R. I think he's in the range to get it. Let's have a look as now we're riding on board with Jacob Snack. Let's watch as Suicidal Cookie inches closer to the rear of that Spectre car. I don't think there's going to be a move made into 130R. No, clearly not. You can see the gap here as now they head towards Casio Triangle. Through Casio Triangle, both drivers getting through. There's a Cookie apparently 7 tenths, so I think that's going to come down when the game realises where they are. No, apparently still 8 tenths. Danny 66 has come into the pit lane just behind me as well. I think that might be a retirement for him. Good to see. Now we've let just Sloth on the rear of Subnight as well. Number 23 car on the rear of his teammate. Okay, let's have a look. Getting the move made quite quickly. Subnight moving over quite nicely there for his teammate Lecturer Sloth. This was the F1 world. I'll be saying that there was team orders. But Dennis is in the pits. Not quite sure why, but clearly he is in there. as Ed Cassetta drops down to 4. Who is that off the circuit? It's Canoe. Didn't quite get a look at what happened there, but Canoe is off the circuit and Ed Cassetta is down into 4th. Ed Cassetta is now up into 3rd. Where's George? There's George. Not quite sure what happened to George there. Not quite sure what happened to Ed Cassetta there either. It looked like this Canoe had gone off the circuit and Ed Cassetta had to take some action. As we're now with Ledger Slough on the rear of Hoover and Groove on the move as they head through Hairpin. Have a look, very close, just under 3 tenths now, separating the two drivers as they run up towards 130R, a couple of corners in the straight. Let's see, Hoover and Groove on the move up in 9th. This is the battle for 9th place. They got me very close. Hoover actually going a bit wide. Get a quick view. He might, Ledger Slough might be able to get a good run with draft towards 130R. Let's have a quick view here. Well, we can see Hoover's car getting ever so close as they run towards 130R. Not making the move yet. Ledger Slough just trying to stay behind for just a minute as they run up towards the Casio triangle. Oh, there's a lock up there from someone. I think it was from Hoove. I'm not 100% sure. Ledger Slough has now been opened up to his teammate Subnight just behind as well. Ledger Slough had made the move on Subnight earlier on. Ledger Slough moving over for his teammate. There, Danny 66 comes out of the pits. You can just see down there in the corner. Oh no, that's one of the Canoe's cars. It's Canoe. But Canoe has had a collision there and is off up out the first corner. Now heading backwards. I'm not sure if there's issues there for his car or his wheel. As now with Jacob Snack, who's chasing the rear of Jorce as well. You can also see Suicide Cookie has gotten in the mix of this too. Well, now a 3-car battle for position 4, as it actually is. As they head up into Hairpin, Irish Climb has dropped 2 positions. Not sure if there was an issue there with him. So we're just going to head back up to the battle for 4th place. Looks like the Hoodie is a little bit behind, but it might still get some draft. Might not be the most efficient draft, but there is definitely going to be some draft there. They head through. We've now again back with Ledger Slough against Hoove. They head through Hairpin, just over 3 tenths separating the two, now just under 3 tenths. Now it might even be just under 2 tenths at the moment. We'll have a look because Cameron Winters dropped us down from 14th to 16th. Not sure what's happening with Cameron Winters. I don't have a YouTube command set up yet. I am so sorry. As Ledger Slough goes up the inside of Hoove there, but Hoove's going to come back and they make contact. Hoove going for a dive on the curb, spinning Ledger Slough around. Hoove does at least wait, but I think that was very ambitious there. Hoove trying to get on the curb when there was actually no gap there to begin with, turning Ledger Slough around and providing Subnight, Ledger Slough's teammate, up into 9th place. Now we're still with Hoover and Groove on the move as he is fighting against Ledger Slough. There's already been contact and might be damage to the 2 cars. As Hoover goes wide through 130R, his teammates, the Penguin Aficionado second driver, Chris Bessie 7 joining as well, and goes up the inside of Hoove into the Casio triangle. I think Hoove might have some more damage there than what we can see. I think he will stay out. The drivers do stay out in these cars when they get damaged. But I think that move was very optimistic. Actually, as up ahead of the top 3 is Darkius, Milton, Ed Cassetta, as well with 15 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. go away. I didn't even say hey Google. As now the two drivers ahead, you can see Leighton Sloth being chased down by Chris Vesey 7. Hoof slowed right up as we're going to get up a little bit to 5th place. That'll be 4th between Jake and Snack and Jaw. You can also see Suicide Cookie coming back to join in that battle as well. Have a look as we're very close together here as I head through the double left. Quite a few drivers have been defending the inside and going wide. But Jort stays ahead for now, so on to 130. I think Jort actually gets a wheel on the grass there, so that might slow him up as Jacob Snack is just over 4 tenths up. 4 tenths behind, sorry, as they head towards 130R. Let's have a look as they head through. Jacob Snack getting very much on the curve. Jort getting very much over the curve on the outside, is now into the Casio triangle. No dimes there for Jacob the Snack as they head over the curve now towards the last curve. Jacob the Snack might be close enough to actually get some draft. It sure does look it, but I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to see if Jort's car starts getting closer quickly. Now they run down towards the first corner. Just about to see Ed Casetta ahead, as well as they head up into the first corner. James Snack getting a lot of curve. Jort actually being a bit more off of the curve through the first corner, very much on the curve through the second part of the first corner, as James Snack has got very close now to the rear of that Pink Virtuoso vehicle. You also see one of the Wolf Racing Team cars just ahead. I think that might be Pedro. There is now Jacob Snack as they go through the anti-curve here now on the run towards Dunlop. Have a look if Jort is going to be overtaken here Denver. Have to see as Silver Cookie as well is going to get closer with all the time that they battle. As well, there being a lap traffic car just ahead isn't going to help, as I think there's contact between Jort and the Wolf Racing Team car of Notley. Notley goes round, makes contact with Jort. Jort has contact made. Suicidal Cookie has to take evasive action. Jort stays ahead of Jake and the Snack. However, I think there might be damage to the side of the car, maybe even the suspension there, because it looked like through the last bit of Denver, the car of, I think that was Pedro, got very loose and ended up going on a spin. Jake and the Snack had to brake. Badly, Jort couldn't avoid the collision. While it didn't look too heavy, it might have caused some damage now as we're with Automated Luxury facing the rear of Chamber 2005. You can also see Irish Clone in the mix as well, just behind. That collision could have been a lot worse than it actually was, so let's just say a big few for the fact that it was only a slight nudge. Didn't send Jort round. Suicide Cookie, I think, coming off the worst out of that. Darkest sets another fast lap of 232.176. The 3 cars, almost 4 cars there. Cameron Winters in the background, all going to be duking it out for 13th. As we're currently focused on Automated Luxury. We'll have to see what happens as they run through these two corners towards 130R. Automated Luxury very close to Trainbow Deal out of the five. You see quite a bit of damage on Automated Luxury's car as well, especially at the front, because now they run up towards 130R. Quite a long straight, quite a lot of time to be able to get some draft, as Plymouth 2005 is making fake gaps here and there, but Automated Luxury is going to get through. I think you can see that they are wheel to wheel, hub to hub as they head through 130R. Going too wide is terrifying through that corner. There is now towards the Casio triangle. Trainboy 2005 is going to get the inside through the first bit. Is he going to be able to get the inside through the second? Yes, he is. Trainboy 2005 making the move to retake his position from Automated Luxury. But now they're very close together. as they head down through the last curve, through the starboard straight. 10.5 minutes remaining on the clock. Cameron Winters is also behind, making the move on Irish Clone there, as Automated Luxury is also trying to make the move on Train Boy 2005. We've got two banks of cars heading into the first corner, too wide for Irish Clone and Cameron Winters. Cameron Winters making the move, so he's now going to be opened up on the rear of Automated Luxury and Train Boy 2005, who will be slowing each other down by battling as well. Bringing this pack closer together. But there's a car off in the sand just there as well. It's Canoe. Once more. Go back to go through the anti-curve curve. Didn't remember its proper name, but got it. But there's not long left now. 9.5 minutes remaining. As they head towards Denver. Rainbow 2005 defending quite heavily there as there's still 4 cars together. But they run up to hairpin now. Automated Luxury is being attacked by Cameron Winters. They head up towards hairpin. Automated Luxury is going to get the inside, however. No, he's not. Automated Luxury locks up and allows Irish Clone through as well through hairpin. No, not quite. They're side by side through hairpin there. Normally getting the outside line means you've lost your position. But Automated Luxury clearly could get the power down quicker than Irish Clone round the exit of the hairpin. So Automated Luxury moves back up into 15th. Cameron Winters has moved into 14th now to be unleashed on the rear of Train Boy 2005. However, the two banks of cars are still happening as a move up the grid has also been made. Jake and Snack overtook Jort, and then Jort overtook Jake and Snack. Now back towards 130R. Have a quick look at what's going to happen here. Is Cameron Winters going to try to make the move on Train Boy 2005? We're going to get the on-board here. It's too wide through 130R. Cameron Winters and Train Boy 2005. Cameron Winters slowed down quite a bit now. He might even get attacked by Automated Luxury into the Casio Triangle. However, Irish Clone's there trying to plug his nose on the inside. But now trying to go around the outside of the last curve as well. Irish Clone now very heavily in the draft on the rear of Automated Luxury's machine there, going to the outside. Is the draft going to be enough at this speed to make the move done? Let's find out. Yes, it is into the first corner. Automated Luxury losing 15th to Irish Clone. But he'll clearly want to attack Irish Clone to get the position back. Now just going to jump up ahead as the battle for 5th is again raging on. Suicidal Cookie against Jake and the Snack. Let's find out how the two drivers are going to do against each other. Let's see, in 2 corners before the run to 130R. Let's see, you can also see a Jort just in the background there as well. As Suicidal Cookie is definitely going to get the draft on Jake and the Snack. Who might even get the draft on Jort, but the gap might be a bit far for that. You can clearly see a Suicidal Cookie is getting the slipstream. They head through 130R, taking a lot of curve. Jort going out wide. Oh, Suicidal Cookie going out wide as well. Is he going to try and make a move into the Casio Triangle? No, not quite. Very quick on the brakes. Well, as now they head down towards the start of the straight once more. Now Cameron Winters is attacking Train Boy 2005 as well. Oh, Train Boy 2005 getting the inside line, able to defend. But it's good, you can still see there's 2 banks of cars here as well. You have Train Boy 2005 being attacked by Cameron Winters, and you also have Irish Clone being attacked by Automated Luxury as well. Trying to sit in the middle as Automated Luxury now going side by side with Irish Clone towards 130R. They might be a move into 130R as they head too wide. Automated Luxury getting ahead. just before 130R as well. Trans Bacon is retiring from the race as well. I've just seen as Cameron Winters had to take a bit of evasive action to avoid the back of Trainboy 2005's car. Now down towards the start finish line once more to start lap 15. Oh. Good. Now there's a 3-car battle raging on. 4-car really if you count Irish Climb. Scratch that as Irish Climb has just gone round. Collecting the front of the wall at the end of turn 1. Here is Canoe. It's existing, having a chill. Been a long day. I don't know why I'm coughing. I'll be back. Okay, I have returned. Something apparently is happened with Cookie. He has dropped back by a fair bit. I'm not sure what happened. I needed to quickly get an emergency drink because my throat feels absolutely awful. It feels like I swallowed a razor blade. Looks like Cookie having damage to the front of his car as well. So I think maybe there might have been some contact. In the post replay, we're back now. Automated Luxury fighting Cameron Winters. 3 minutes left, just gone. Darkius, just under 9 seconds lead on Bill, so this might be the first win for Darkius this season. Automated Luxury goes up the inside of Cameron Winters, but Cameron Winters is now going to have to draft down the start finish straight towards turn 1. As we'll see, let's watch and see if Cameron Winters gets closer and closer as they head up. It does look like it. Is Automated Luxury going to catch up to Trainboy 2005 in the last 2.5 minutes of the session? I'm not 100% sure. Through the first corner, you can see where some drivers are slower through the first corner and some drivers are faster, and the gaps very much do come down through the double corner of turn 1. Now Automated Luxury is both having to focus on attacking Trainboy 2005 and defending, as Danny66 has dropped out as well. I'm going to say Canoe has also dropped out of the session. He is just having a chill on the sand. Might even be something in the real world. Now Automated Luxury on the inside, and there is contact between Automated Luxury and Trainboy 2005. Both head into the sand. Trainboy 2005 gets it going. Automated Luxury follows soon after. Cameron Winters moves up into 13th. Irish Climb moves up into 14th with Automated Luxury on the inside. Or was it a bit of a dive? We'll have to see, but that move came very, very thick and very fast. Actually, turning off one of the battles that I was hoping would have taken us to the end of the race. We've got now the last minute here. Here is Darkius, your current race leader. This will be, I think, the final lap as well. But this might be a race win for Darkius here as he heads through Denver, I think, or whatever the corner's called. He is now back with Jake and Snack against against Jort, the other penguin voted soft car, not Milt. Oh, there's Canoe. Canoe has come back. Now through Denver. Quite a bit of curb there for AJ to the snap as well. 6 seconds left in the session. 3, 2, 1. The timer has ended, so this is the last lap. I think that was Sheba standing in for Cinch this race. Okay, so now on the run to 1:30 for the final time is your race leader Darkius. Nothing happens, he will be crowned with the victory. Now to the Casio Triangle. Do what we did last race and run all the way over to the start finish line. View of the flag waving man, see if he actually waves the flag, and across the line comes Darkest to take the win. There goes Sheba as well to take 19th. Coming through comes Milt to take second. Ed Casetta will be coming through next at some point in recent history. Here comes Ed Casetta to come through in third. And fourth, I think, will quite closely be Words. Will quite closely be Dragon Snack and Suzuka Cookie. Deep Cuts will be coming through next, I think. Quite a big gap between himself and Nopley, so we'll see as here comes one of the QB cars of Trans Baconist. Here is Deep Cuts going across the line. And here comes Nopley, one of the Wolf Racing Team cars, across the line to take 8th place. Now comes Lecture Sloth and Chris Bessie 7 across the line as well. Subnight coming through next to take 11th. Across the line comes Pedro just there to take 18th. Moving a Groove on the move, coming through to take 12th. Now waiting for Cameron Winters to come around. Let's have a look, because here he comes. Here is the light blue Denoka livery car of Cameron Winters across the line to take 13th. Who's next? It's Irish Clone, I think, just there. Yep, through comes Irish Clone to take 14th, Ultimate Luxury to take 15th, Trimble 2005 to take 16th, having a spin, collecting the wall. Now we're just waiting on Nick Gibbon to turn around as Canoe has fully dropped out of the race. Here comes Nick Gibbon and across the line to take 17th. So your order for the end of this race was Darkius, Milt, Ed Cassetta, Jort, Jacob Snack, Suicidal Cookie, Deep Cuts, Notley, Lecture Sloth, Chris C7, Subnight, Hoover in a Groove, On the Move, Cameron Winters, Irish Clone, Automated Luxury, Trainboy 2005, Nick Gibbon, Pedro, Sheba, and Trans Baconist, with Danny 66 and Canoe both retiring from the race. We're now going to see if people are ready for interviews. Everyone jumps in for the interviews. We will have a look. Where's and there is none, so you know that some people were doing interviews. So we're just going to out the note for who's getting interviews today. The top three on my back. On my back. Oh, my back just absolutely popped there. Ah. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so we're first going to hear from Milt. Hello, Milt. Came through in second,
Hey,
so better than last week.
yeah, definitely. It's nice to finally finish a race and get my first point.
And I saw you were fighting with Jork quite a bit. Were you worried that like you were going to take him out, maybe, because you've got the team's championship to defend this year?
Oh no, no taking him out. No, we were just in a call. We were talking to each other, overtake, and eventually spun or something. I don't quite remember, so I could overtake him there.
And clearly your luck has gotten better from the first race. Do you think you're going to be fighting for the championship take out of Ed's hands this year?
I hope I can fight with him. I think today I was a bit faster than him. I was catching him, and then unfortunately he got taken out by backmarker. So I think I can have a little battle with Ed and also with Dark. He was really consistent today, really fast. At the end, I got a bit time back, but my start wasn't as fast. I dropped back a bit, and I think that's why I'm second today. But I'm really happy with it.
As I said as well, your team, Penguin Virtuos, is the returning team's champion. Do you think you're going to be in with a good chance of taking the championship this season as well?
I think so, yeah. It's going to be more difficult than last year because of Jaker moving to Spectre as well. That's going to be a hell of a fight this season. But we did good today, second and fourth. That's some good points for the team championship as well, yeah.
And because I ask this every time I interview someone, Sepang is the next race, the Malaysian Grand Prix. Is it a track you're familiar with, or is it one you're going to have to go into completely new and work from the ground up?
I've actually never raced there before, and even if I have, the Skippy is a whole nother level. So every time a new track, it's very different in the Skippy. So it's going to be practicing a lot to catch Ed again, and see what happens in 2 weeks. I'm excited for it.
Hey, awesome. Thank you for coming and talking to me, Mel. Is there anything you'd like to add before I let you go?
Thank you for the stream, man. Looking awesome again. Commentary, good job. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mel. Goodbye, mate. Oh, I may have dragged him a bit prematurely there. As we've been joined by Darkius, race winner. So how did the race go for you?
Hello. It went all right. It was very trouble-free. I was focused on just trying to be consistent because I knew that any mistake could cost me the position. So perhaps I lifted more in some places than I would usually if I was trying to push hard, but it pays off. It's just about managing the race, really.
And obviously, being quite early in the season, quite hard to tell anything really. But what do you think this year? Do you think you're going to be able to fight Ed for the championship? Maybe walk away with it this year?
It depends, right? If Ed gets time to practice. I think today he didn't get much time to practice, and that's why he is where he is. But make no mistake, Ed is one of the quickest guys over here, and if he gets a bit of time to practice, he is on the sharp end every time. So it's going to be tricky. I'm more aiming for team championship this season, and we seem to be doing decently for that.
And on that subject, actually, of teams, you brought in Jacob de Snack this year over Clay Yester. How has he been getting on? Has he been acclimatizing well? Is he putting in the results that you wanted at this stage?
Yeah, honestly, it's a delight to have Jaker by my sides. Honestly, we tackle the races similarly. We have similar pace, so and it's just good to have somebody to bounce back on. During practice, it helps improve each of our times, each of our paces, quite quickly compared to before. So, yeah, it's awesome having him on the team.
Awesome. Well, we'll see how the rest of the races pan out for both of you. Maybe even taking the team's championship towards the end, but only time will tell.
Yeah, it really depends of what happens with Penguin Virtuosos, because obviously they're quick. So it's definitely going to be a play-by-play each race to see where everybody ends up. Every incident, every second counts this season. So it's it's kind of awesome. I'm excited.
Awesome. Is there anything you'd like to add, Doc, before I let you go?
Just thank you for the stream as always. I hope it went well for you. So yeah, thank you, and we'll see you next week.
Awesome. Thank you. Goodbye, mate. Again, I dragged him a bit prematurely. So we're just going to see if Ed Cassetta is going to jump down. If not, we'll give him a couple of minutes. But that was Milt and Darkius finishing first and second. I think Ed has actually jumped out of the voice chat, so I'm going to call it there for tonight. So I have been Husky. This has been the Racing Pals Skip Barber Season 3 race at the Suzuka circuit. Join me next week for the ACC race in the Racing Pals series. Also join me in 2 weeks' time for the next race of the Skippy series at Sepang. Also jot down in your calendar as well. I'm throwing dates here out, left, right and centre. Jot down the 27th of March in your calendar as well. Not too long to go until that date. It's actually 2 weeks' time. 2 weeks on Saturday. So make sure you jot that time down as well. At 6 PM UTC, I will be here commentating the McBongus 400 in ACC as well. A lot of drivers coming in from the Skippy series and the ACC series, as well as some new drivers from outside for Racing Pals 4-hour race at Laguna Seca. So that's definitely a date to drop into your calendar. I've been Husky. From me and everyone at Racing Pals, thank you for watching. Stay safe and goodbye.